Welcome to Animal Realm, your ultimate destination for all things wild. Let's know about the snowy owl, also known as the polar owl, the white owl, and the Arctic owl, is a large, white owl of the true owl family. Snowy owls are native to the Arctic regions of both North America and the Palearctic, breeding mostly on the tundra. It has a number of unique adaptations to its habitat and lifestyle, which are quite distinct from other extant owls. One of the largest species of owl, it is the only owl with mainly white plumage. Males tend to be a purer white overall, while females tend to have more extensive flecks of dark brown. Juvenile male snowy owls have dark markings that may appear similar to females until maturity, at which point they typically turn whiter. The composition of brown markings about the wing, although not foolproof, is the most reliable technique to age and sex individual snowy owls. Most owls sleep during the day and hunt at night, but the snowy owl is often active during the day, especially in the summertime. The snowy owl is both a specialized and generalist hunter. Its breeding efforts and global population are closely tied to the availability of tundra-dwelling lemmings, but in the non-breeding season, and occasionally during breeding, the snowy owl can adapt to almost any available prey. Most often other small mammals and northerly water birds, as well as, opportunistically, carrion. Snowy owls typically nest on a small rise on the ground of the tundra. The snowy owl lays a very large clutch of eggs, often from about 5 to 11, with the laying and hatching of eggs considerably staggered. Despite the short Arctic summer, the development of the young takes a relatively long time, and independence is sought in autumn. The snowy owl is a nomadic bird, rarely breeding at the same locations, or with the same mates on an annual basis, and often not breeding at all if prey is unavailable. A largely migratory bird, snowy owls can wander almost anywhere close to the Arctic, sometimes unpredictably erupting to the south in large numbers. Given the difficulty of surveying such an unpredictable bird, there was little in-depth knowledge historically about the snowy owl's status. However, recent data suggest the species is declining precipitously. Whereas the global population was once estimated at over 200,000 individuals, recent data suggest that there are probably fewer than 100,000 individuals globally, and that the number of successful breeding pairs is 28,000 or even considerably less. While the causes are not well understood, numerous, complex environmental factors often correlated with global warming are probably at the forefront of the fragility of the snowy owl's existence. Taxonomy. The snowy owl was one of the many bird species originally described by Carl Linnaeus in his landmark 1758 10th edition of Systema Naturae, where it was given the binomial name Strix scandiaca. The genus name Bubo is Latin for horned owl, and Scandiacus is Neo-Latin for of Scandinavia. The former generic name Nyctea is derived from Greek meaning night. 3. Description. They are purer white than predatory mammals like polar bears and Arctic fox. Often when seen in the field, these owls can resemble a pale rock or a lump of snow on the ground. It usually appears to lack ear tufts, but very short tufts can be erected in some situations, perhaps most frequently by the female when she is sitting on the nest. The snowy owl has bright yellow eyes. 8. The head is relatively small and, even for the relatively simply adapted hearing mechanism of a bubo owl, the facial disc is shallow and the ear is uncomplicated. Females are almost invariably more duskily patterned than like-age males. Size. The snowy owl is a very large owl. They are the largest avian predator of the high Arctic and one of the largest owls in the world. Snowy owls are about the 6th or 7th heaviest living owl on average, around the 5th longest, and perhaps the 3rd longest winged. This species is the heaviest and longest winged owl in North America, the 2nd heaviest and longest winged owl in Europe, but is outsized in bulk by about 3 to 4 other species in Asia. Vocalization. The snowy owl differ in their calls from other bubo owls, with a much more barking quality to their version of a hooting song. Perhaps as many as 15 different calls by mature snowy owls have been documented. The main vocalization is a monotonous sequence that normally contains 2 to 6 rough notes similar to the rhythm of a barking dog. Migration. It is fair to say that the snowy owl is a partial, if fairly irregular, migrant, having a very broad but patchy wintering range. First-year birds tend to disperse farther south in winter than older owls, with males wintering usually somewhat more to the south than females of equivalent ages, adult females often wintering the farthest north. The snowy owl likely covers more ground than almost any other owl in movements, but many complex individual variations are known in movements, and they often do not take the traditional north-south direction that might be assumed. Migratory movements appear to be somewhat more common in America than in Asia. Hunting. Snowy owls may hunt at nearly any time of the day or night, but may not attempt to do so during particularly severe weather. 9 During the summer solstice, the owls appear to hunt during theoretical nightfall. Prey are both taken and eaten on the ground. Snowy owls, like other carnivorous birds, often swallow their small prey whole. Thank you for joining us on this wild journey through the animal realm. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting animal adventures. Until next time, stay wild and explore the beauty of nature.